What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness.
So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel.
So let's start this video with Andrew Jack and his latest update. So rapping those 150s like they're nothing, and that too after doing a press movement first. So Andrew, when he gets 100% into his zone, he's a very strong man. And let's just say, for an argument's sake, that all the top individuals, those top 5 Olympians, they're at their 100%. The one person who could potentially beat Samson Dawa at his 100%. That is Andrew Jack at his 100%. Simply because the man is better than him in the first 3 mandatory shots. And also put abs and thigh in there too. So that is front double biceps and the front lat spread. And not just against Samson Dawa, against almost everyone out there. Now the one aspect that improved a lot for him at this past Arnold, Ohio, his side shots were looking pretty damn awesome and very much improved compared to the Olympia last year. And the journey towards trying to bring his all-time best, especially to the Olympia stage, that continues. Now we know Andrew will never have the hamstrings or the glutes, similar to the likes of, let's say, Derek Lunsford or the mutant Nick Walker, but he has plenty of other gifts. And the most impressive one, he has the best structure out of those Olympia top 6. I think we can all agree no one can touch him in that aspect. So at the Arnold, Andrew brought a very dry and a very conditioned look, but that wasn't appreciated by the judges. So the problem with Andrew is that when he sucks down a little too hard and chases the conditioning, as he did for this past Arnold, he kind of loses the pop, especially in his squats from the front. As you can see that the comparison from Texas Pro versus the Arnold, it's pretty evident that his legs were looking a bit downsized, especially in those front shots. So the fact that Andrew finally had some time off from the Arnold till the Olympia, and that too for the very first time since he came onto the scene, this can be a very big game changer for him, as he isn't doing Texas Pro in between this time. So it's more than likely that he's gonna be very fresh at this upcoming Mr. Olympia. So how high can Andrew place at this year's Olympia stage? Can he beat the likes of the mutant? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So even the reigning Olympia champion Samson Dawa was very shocked to see his arms measured at 24 inches.
That might be the smallest arm. That might be the biggest arm right there.
So this is Samson Dawa from his training session from today, hitting arms. And those are legit very big guns right there. So you guys also heard this from the mutant Nick Walker himself. He put a certain condition, a certain situation for him beating the reigning champion Samson. And that was conditioning. That Samson Dawa misses his mark and he doesn't come in 100%. Now that is 100% a possibility because a top level pro, they can do everything 100% right leading into any show. They can be looking at their all-time best, but one simple variable, one little mishap, and they can end up looking not their best on the stage. So there are many factors that can go wrong, which are all very important. And one of the most important one, that is the stress factor, which sometimes is kind of inevitable. So based on the guest posings that Samson did in the past week, the man seems to be looking pretty damn huge and also in charge of everything as per their own schedule and calculation. And they are actually ahead of the schedule for his Olympia prep. So Samson Dawa is such an impressive physique to look at when he takes the stage. And the man has improved tremendously over the years. So how long can he keep doing this, competing in 2 of the biggest shows year after year, the Arnold and the Olympia? I think if he wins the Olympia, he is most probably gonna skip the Arnold next year because his body also needs a break, some rest, as the man has been competing non-stop since 2022. So if Samson Dawa comes in peeled, he's gonna win the Olympia. There are zero doubts about that. So the passion and respect for pro bodybuilders is so immense in Brazil. We have all seen how they love their athletes. And at the moment, there are some big superstars in Brazil on a tour. And the biggest of them all, that is your reigning Arnold champion Derek Lunsford. So great to see him, Terence Ruffin, Hosstile and Ramon training in the same gym. And Ramon was actually unrecognizable, with his beard totally gone. So now that we are 12 weeks out from this year's Olympia, all 4 of these guys, they are on full prep. And let's talk about Derek, who is looking so damn massive in these updates. So contrary to what many people think, that Derek isn't the frontrunner to win the Olympia title this year. But Derek on the other hand thinks that if he is 100% on, he is the best bodybuilder in the world. And he did actually beat Samson Dawa at the Arnold Ohio this year. So that Arnold look from Derek, that was the best look of his career. And even his coach Krizo Tonio admitted that it's not gonna be easy for him to replicate that same peak one more time in the same calendar year. Now for some reason we keep on getting this feeling in the comment section that Derek doesn't get the respect as an Olympia champion, which isn't fair. He's the only guy in the bodybuilding history to have won the Olympia title in 2 different divisions. He has literally won every major title that we have in the bodybuilding world. And if he manages to win the Olympia this year too, he will be considered one of the best to ever do that. Next up, we have a 12 weeks out physique update from Tonio Burton. So some of the best shape and aesthetics in the game right now, and the man is always improving. So the biggest argument at the Weight Pro this year, that was based on the live stream. People even had Tonio Burton winning that show against both William Bonac and Barros Tabani. And the man was 100% satisfied with that 3rd place finish. But the man did prove a point there, that he no longer is a smaller guy in the men's open division. In fact, the combination of those sweeping quads, the roundness of his delts, and the kind of vacuum and the small waistline that he has, that gives him the perfect look, having that amazing X-frame, and one of the best V-taper in the men's open right now, especially in poses like the front relaxed and the front double biceps. Now we all know he needs to improve his side shots, put some more size and thickness in that area. And as far as the front and the back shots are concerned, there is no longer that massive size difference that we used to see on him up until last year's New York Pro. So Tonio Burton is gonna enter this year's Mr. Olympia with a very strong determination and also a very realistic goal that he can improve his Olympia placing, which was top 8 back in 2023, because the man has massively improved in this past one off-season. So Michael Krizo's most recent off-season look, that is looking very different. So he was weighing 290 pounds just a few weeks back, and today he's sitting at 302 pounds with more or less that same condition that he had a few weeks back. The thing is, the man has stayed so damn lean, even weeks after his last competition, that we keep on wondering that he could have easily done a show like California Pro, which was scheduled just 1 week after the New York Pro, where Krizo placed 3rd behind William Bonac and the Mutant. And technically speaking, he was the favorite to win that show. Now Krizo did had some issues in his physique when we saw him at the New York Pro, but they were kind of related to him coming out of that shoulder surgery, and that is why that same mobility issue. But as far as the conditioning was concerned, the man looked pretty damn awesome and very ripped front to back. And keep in mind, it was a quick rebound for Michael Krizo after losing all that muscle during that recovery phase, where he was unable to work out, and then getting all that size and thickness back and bringing one of his best looks with George Farah on their first try. So the one thing that's gonna be very different when Michael Krizo steps on stage next time is gonna be his improved posing and presentation, because the man has been working on that aspect big time. So as per his previous announcement, he's gonna be competing at this year's Pro, so that puts him somewhere between 16 to 18 weeks out of that show. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more.